And then just as I became an agent and got rocking and rolling, the market crashed. And I became a short sale and foreclosure expert. Ranked very high in the state of Utah. I believe I became like the #3 agent here in Utah doing short sales. And then as that market started to fade off, I found that I really like to relist properties. So I became an expired agent. And that was my niche, was short sales and expireds. But interestingly enough, some of those expireds started out as a for sale by owner. They expired and then went back to for sale by owner. So who knew that those two kind of coincided together? So that's a little briefing about what I have done in my career, but I've now transitioned and I also coach agents as well. Belladonna and I have partnered, and we've kind of followed each other's careers from brokerage to brokerage and became really good friends and next door neighbors. And now we just partner and we're here to share our knowledge with all of you. So,
hey, so enough about us. We share that with you guys, not to brag, but just to give you a sense of who we are and why you should listen to anything that we have to say. And so what we'd like to do now is we'd really like to find out a little bit about everybody that's on this webinar today and your business. So first of our 3 questions, we've got 3. Where are you at in your business right now? So let me get, as it pertains to FSBOs expireds. Now, it's my understanding that everybody on this webinar today is signed up for this awesome service, right? With Real Connect, where you get the FSBOs and the expireds, and you've got this awesome platform. I use this platform at a fairly high level myself. I'm totally in love with it. If you want to branch out on subjects other than FSBOs and expireds, let us know, because we can cover the gamut. So if there's anything else, any other sources of business you'd like to talk about, drop it for us in the chat. If not, I'm going to kind of focus on FSBOs expireds for today. And the thing I love about them best is their right now business. Like, these are people in the sea of people where you live, right? Like, I'm looking out my window, like you can see. I'm in the Salt Lake Valley, right? There's 1.3 million people in the Salt Lake Valley. Well, I could call all 1.3 million looking for people that want to sell their home. Or I could look for the people that are raising their hands, like, we're trying to sell our home. I'm like, bless you. Let me call you instead. That's a much better use of my time. And that would, of course, be for sale by owners. And then expireds are the same exact thing, right? So where you are in your business, here's what we're kind of looking for. Are you brand new to FSBOs expireds, meaning you've never listed and sold a FSBO, you've never listed and sold an expired, but you would like to? We would consider that new, even if you've been in the business for a long time. And why do I still categorize that as new? I just mean you're new to this source of business. Because if you're an agent that has historically strictly worked your sphere of influence and you're used to working with people you know, you're used to working off of referrals, you may not be accustomed to competing on listings the way you will with these 2 sources of business. And you may not necessarily have a presentation dialed in for this type of a listing appointment. So if you've never done FSBOs expireds, I would categorize you as new, and you could just drop the word new in the webinar chat. For intermediates, we decided last night, Tamara, we're saying if you've done 5 to 10, if you've listed and sold 5 to 10 FSBOs expireds, I'd consider you intermediate, right? You're starting to get the hang of it a little. You've probably been doing it for about a year, right? I think I listed, shoot, man, it's been 20 years. I think my first my first 12 months, I think I listed like 21 or 22 FSBOs. And then I had a few more that were buyers that came off my signs. You know what I mean? So 5 to 10 FSBOs expireds closed, intermediate. 15 to 20, let's just call it 20 plus, we're going to consider you advanced. And then based on who we've got with us today, there's different things that we'd like to talk about with you. So let's have everybody, I know you're agents and I can't see you, but put it in the, yay, Martin is such a,
Right
I
on. There we go. Put it in the poll. That's awesome.
poll. It says host and panelists can't vote.
Nice and easy.
Okay.
Let's
All
let
right,
them.
so let's see. Where's everybody at?
We've got 4 out of 5 and none, 1 in the 5 to 10 range, and then 1 hasn't voted, but I think that's probably a good number. Yeah.
Okay, so most are new. Who's my 5 to 10? Who's my 5 to 10 person on here?
Yeah, whoever voted 5 to 10, would you like to just make yourself aware by maybe raising your hand or commenting or even coming off mute? But yeah, you got 5 out of 6 have said none, and 1 person has said between that 5 to 10 range. We
Okay,
didn't put a 1 to
Okay.
5 range.
we should have done 1 to 5. We're like, okay,
Sorry,
well,
guys.
whoever it is, they're humble. So that's okay. It's just that you might have slightly different needs for this call than everybody else. So we want to make sure that you get what you need to. So, oh, was it Janie? Janie Sanders? Nicely
Yeah, it looks
done.
like it. Yeah.
Nicely done. Okay, so Janie, and forgive me if I'm not saying your name right. Make sure that you let us know as we're going through, because we've got great stuff for you too. Okay, so second question is, where do you want to be? Where's everybody want to be? So what do I mean by that? How many FSBOs and expireds do you want to list in the next 12 months? List and sell, let's say, in the next 12 months. And so for that might be a little tougher for a poll.
Well, and let's kind of set the stage there. Instead of list, let's go with closed. Let's fast pace our mentality here, because if we focus on the closed, and you and I talked about this yesterday, but let's go with closed versus listed, because we're all going for the sell.
That means that you've gotten a few other things right? It means you've also priced it correctly and marketed it correctly so that the thing actually sold, right? Because there's no use listing 10 FSBOs and not selling them, because they were listed at the seller's insane price and not at the market value price, right? Okay, so let us know, guys, what is everybody's goal? How many FSBOs and expireds do you want to close in the next 12 months? And then
I'm kind of excited to see this number.
yeah, me too. Me too. I want to see if we have anybody who's 15 plus.
You got 2 people.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. So that means at least 1, but ideally 2 a month. 2 a month. Guys, if we're calling them every single day, Monday through Friday, we're putting in the time, we're calling, texting, we got all this cool tech that makes it so much easier. We should be able to do 2 a month, right? Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now here's my question. And for this one, guys, you're going to have to unmute, or you're going to have to type it with your little fingers in our webinar chat. What's holding you back? Why aren't you currently selling the number of FSBOs expireds that you would like? And so what's the problem that you're consistently running into? So I'm going to throw a few things out there. Please, everybody put an answer in here, because this will direct the rest of today's training. So is it scripting? Is it you don't know what to say on the call? Is it listing presentation? Are you able to get the appointment, but you are having a challenge actually winning the listing? Is it mindset? Is it you're not even making the calls, right? You intend to make the calls. You want to make the calls, but then you're just like that call reluctance. It sucks. It's so powerful that you're not able to get yourself to do it. And I would consider that kind of a mindset challenge, right? And maybe a skill challenge, because often we have real resistance when we don't know what to say, or it's hard to feel excited about going on a listing appointment when we don't have a solid listing presentation that we're just going to knock out every time like clockwork. We don't have to think about it, right? Or is it
that kind of falls in that confidence level.